Good evening and welcome to Recovering Perfectionist Mama, Grace in Progress. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Buffy and I'm a women's lifestyle creator on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram under the username Recovering Perfectionist Mama sometimes on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And so today we're going to talk about the soft life reset for moms. Let me tell you about a morning that changed everything for me. It wasn't dramatic. There wasn't a breakdown or a big aha. It was just loud, chaotic. The kind of morning every mom knows too well. I woke up and the first thing I heard was arguing in the hallway. Talk about something to not wake up to or look forward to. Someone couldn't find a shoe. Someone else needed breakfast right now. And the moment my feet hit the floor, my chest already felt tight. I walked into the kitchen and without even realizing it, I was moving like a firefighter heading into a burning building. Quick, sharp, tense, and bracing for impact. I could hear my tone clipping. I could feel my breath sitting high in my throat. And I thought, why does it feel like I'm sprinting and I haven't been awake for 10 minutes? That was the moment, the exact moment I realized I wasn't living. I was reacting. And I was reacting from a place of harshness. Not because I wanted to be harsh, not because my kids were doing anything wrong, but because somewhere in motherhood, I forgot how to move softly. And that's where today's episode begins. Let's talk about what soft life really is. People hear soft life and think it means bubble chairs, bubble baths, luxury robes, spa days, no responsibilities. But for moms, the soft life is completely different. The soft life is choosing calm over chaos when you can, choosing breath over urgency, choosing presence over performance, and choosing nervous system safety over constant adrenaline. Softness is not weakness. Softness is not laziness. Softness is not avoiding life. Softness is wisdom. Softness is regulation. Softness is your body saying, I deserve to exhale. As moms, we don't move softly because we've been conditioned out of it. We were raised on messaging like, be productive, be helpful, power through, push through. Don't rest until the work is done. A good mom sacrifices everything. And guess what? That bill of goods has been sold entirely too long because it's not true. Men are not sold that bill of goods. They're sold the bill of goods as providers. But providers oftentimes does not literally grind them down until they're in pure exhaustive mode. And in the process, we forget that we're human. We forget that speed is not a virtue. We forget that motherhood is not supposed to be lived in fight or flight mode. Why moms default to hard mode? Let's be honest. Motherhood has a hardness baked into it that no one prepared you for. There's the emotional load, the planning, anticipating, prepping, pre-thinking. There's overstimulation, noise, mess, constant questions, and constant tasks. There's the pressure to do everything right and not ruin your kids, as if we have the option to ruin our kids. There's the exhaustion of holding everything together. When you're carrying all of that, of course you move quickly. Of course you become terse. Of course you brace for the next problem. Your body literally starts living in survival mode, and survival mode is not healthy. It's not where you thrive. You're surviving, not thriving. And when the body is in survival mode, softness feels unsafe, feels weak almost. The exact moment I chose softness, back to that morning. In the middle of the noise, my youngest walked over to me, still warm from sleep, and put a hand on my arm. He didn't say anything profound. He didn't give a speech. He just said one word, slow. That was all. Slow. And it hit me so deeply. Kids don't need us to be perfect. They need us to be present. They don't need us to do everything fast. They need us to be soft. So right there in that moment, I made a decision. I sat down on purpose. For the first time all morning, I sat down. My kids looked at me like I had just broken a rule. And honestly, I had. I had broken the rule that moms must always rush. I took a breath, a long, slow breath. My shoulders dropped, my voice softened, and the room changed. And that was my soft life reset. Let's talk about the small, tiny changes that transformed everything. This is where things get practical. So listen up. This is how the soft life actually shows up in my day. 1, I don't speak before I breathe. 1 deep breath before responding to kids changes the whole vibe. 2, I move slower on purpose. Not dragging, not lazy, just not rushing by default. 3, I stopped pairing every task with urgency. Everything doesn't have to be done right now. 4, I do the soft 3. I pick 3 realistic tasks for the day. Just 3. Let's not be overachievers here, right? We're learning to do things slowly and intentionally, not rushing. 5, I chose soft words. Instead of hurry up, I try, let's take our time, we're okay. Because kids sense when we're in a hurry. They sense when we're rushing. And they've seen our patterns that we're constantly frenzied and frantic and overwhelmed. And they pick up on that. And it makes them stressed too. 6, I give permission not to earn rest. I struggle with this one clearly and honestly. So I get so enmeshed in what I'm doing that I completely just keep going until I'm full on starving and have a headache and frustrated and all that. Clearly not a healthy response. But that's an honest thing that I truly struggle with. Because I'm like, I want to get everything done and then I want to be able to sit down and eat or earn my meal, so to speak. Not that I have to earn my meal. It's ridiculous. If I'm tired, I sit. Now, if I'm overwhelmed, I pause. 7, I create micro softness. So not an hour, not a whole routine, just small 30-second resets. Opening a window, stepping outside, sipping water slowly, putting a hand on my chest. These tiny things shift your nervous system significantly. How my house changed when I changed my energy. This is the part that surprised me. When I got softer, my kids got calmer. My home felt less frantic. Mornings didn't feel like battles. I yelled less. I snapped less. I felt less guilt. I felt less failure. I felt more me. It wasn't about being gentle because I'm perfect. And clearly I'm not perfect. I'll be honest with you there. I was being gentle because I finally learned to honor myself and honor my feelings and the vibe I wanted in my home. Softness became safety. Softness became strength. Softness became leadership. How you can start today without an overhaul being required. Here's your simple soft life reset. Pause. Breathe in for 4, out for 6. Drop your shoulders. Ask, what is the softest next step? 5, only do that. This one pattern can change your whole day. You don't need a whole lifestyle transformation. You just need a moment. Softness happens in moments. So if you're listening today feeling stretched thin, overwhelmed, overstimulated, overworked, and undersupported, here is your permission. You are allowed to soften. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to choose ease. You are allowed to reclaim your presence, and your home will follow your lead. If you want my soft life starter list, comment soft and I'll send it to you. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you tune in again soon with us, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.